I say today it is all about not growing weary. I believe that should be my titles on here, ain't it? Yeah, leg day, don't grow weary. It comes from Galatians, and where'd my laptop go? And my tablet, whatever. Had to get all my tools out here. So pull this up, yep. So I actually had a little bit of time to chill and relax a little bit this evening when I come home. You know, that was nice. And so I'm not so, cause sometimes like I come in, gotta eat real quick, let the dog out, all that good stuff. And then get down here and get on here as soon as possible, you know. And today I didn't really have to struggle with that as much. So that's a good thing. But then again, it's like you get so much, this whole deal with trying to get everything up and ready and going, all that good stuff, it kind of run out of time. And so I'm always pushing for time, even if I get done early, it seems. But it's all good, man. Like I said, it's a blessing just to be on here, hanging out with you, hanging out with everybody else that pops in, whoever else. It is Friday night, so I know, a lot of y'all out there having fun, right? We're gonna have fun too. We're gonna chill on the street. Come on, what? Go away. There we go. All right, we're gonna chill on here a little bit, as usual. Get the old workout done, get the legs done tonight. And I don't know what all I want to do, man. I'm like, I got so many different devices down here. I got the big TV, got the big monitor, got the laptop, got the iPad, got the old iPad. And I got the computer over there, trying to get everything set up and ready. And something I still got to figure out, man. If you ever find out for me, let me know. I want to control my scenes and everything. My OBS just about, if I could, remotely. From over here, be able to see and control. And that's something I haven't been able to do yet. Now I'm kind of thinking about even, like I have Restream and I have Riverside, and both of those are multi-streaming platforms, and you can control them through the web browser. And so I'm kind of wondering about playing around with that, because like I know Riverside, you can actually play the producer. You can have somebody play the producer, kind of like we have mods on here. You can play the producer with it. And so I'm wondering if that would allow me to change scenes, just not really in OBS. OBS doing the, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Of course, this thing wants to update. You ain't updating right now. We ain't having that. All right. Get the music going, get the app going here in a minute. Oh man, did I not finish last night? I didn't click finish last night. So it shows I've been working out for like 48 hours. Or the other night, excuse me. That was a long workout, boy. 48 hours. That'll work. Leg day, man. Used to really hate leg day. I've kind of shared that before. And it's all good now though. I like my leg day now. See if I can do this. It'll let me do this. There we go. It does let me do that. And I see chat. Where'd you go? Okay, now that's what I haven't. Where'd my screen go? There we go. Where'd you go? Trying to do this whole split screen thing on the tablet there. There we go. So yeah, man, everything's been good today. It's been Friday. I didn't sleep well though, so that was kind of a drag this morning. You know how that goes sometimes. And since I didn't sleep so well, there are certain times during the day today that just kind of, I suffered through them. Now hang on just a sec, let me do this. I'll lock down the camera real quick. I see, with lights, so like I can't see when the little light on it changes to let me know it's not tracking. And like I say, a lot of times it can get stuck when it starts to track me and I go in different places than it used to. Come on. There we go. So we're gonna get our legs warmed up as usual. Y'all know the deal by now. I get her to zoom in a little bit on me. It just makes it a little bit closer, right? I could go a little bit closer, but we'll stick it right there. I don't want to mess it up though. But yeah, man, what you had going on today? Anything? Anything special? Anything going on over the weekend? I'm ready for the weekend, man, no doubt. I ain't got my watch going yet. Get the watch going. Come on. I don't have much going on though. We getting rain, a little bit of rain right now. I think it's gonna rain a good bit tomorrow. And so we're not really getting to do a whole lot outside or anything. But it's wild, man, because like it's warm right now. And they calling for like 75 degrees during the middle of this week. And this is February. This is like when it's supposed to be cold, you know. And so getting that little spring, taste of spring, and you know how bad that is though. It's like it hits you and it's like, man, I can't wait for spring, and next thing you know, we're gonna have snow again probably. Or ice and cold weather. So, but I ain't gonna complain too much. Like I said, I'll take the warm days. As long as I get out, so once again though, so I said it's raining. It'll be raining on the weekend while I'm home. Nice and pretty during the week while I'm at work. That's gonna be, I don't know about you, man, but whenever springtime starts to come and you get those occasional warm days in between the cold days and you're at work and it's like, man, I could really take off from work and just enjoy the day, right? A number of years ago, I signed up to be an extra. My wife talked me into it. An extra on the movie Talladega Nights. And it was kind of during that season. It was about to begin to get warm, but you had a lot of cold days and all that. And I was on the set one day and they used me to set up cameras of what my part was. And I was sitting in the race car. I was feeling a little bit claustrophobic too. And I don't know why, I just kind of felt that way. I don't usually get too bad. But I'd been sitting in the car. They told me to move one way, and I felt like an idiot because I moved the other way for, you know, when they like bumped the car or whatever. Could have swore I heard them say some remarks about it, but anyway. And I just got thinking, man, I'm bored. It's a beautiful day. I really like to just go home. And so I walked off the set. And not the right thing to do looking back. But I was young. And I was just thinking, man, it's such a pretty day. I don't want to work, don't want to be doing anything except for be at home or doing what I want to do out in the weather, you know. They called me up though because I was afraid I took the jacket. I had the racing jacket on. And they called me up like, hey, did you leave? I was like, yeah, man. I said, I'm sorry, I just got to where I wasn't feeling good and all that, you know. Like, did you take the jacket? I said, nah, man, I hung it up in the little dressing room area or whatever. He's like, oh man, you know, I hate you leaving, whatever. And he wasn't real happy, but he's glad I left that jacket. And I was glad I left the jacket too. I wasn't trying to steal a racing jacket, but you know what's funny though? I have still not watched that movie. I think for one, I kind of grew out of that kind of humor anyway. And a lot of it's just, you know, wrong anyway. And then two, I was on the set and Will Ferrell, and I forget the other dude, the curly-headed dude, he was sitting there talking. I was near him. And the curly-headed dude was just talking about how plastered he got the night before and all this and how bad he was feeling and everything. I'm looking at him and thinking like, dude, you're like 40 something, you know. Last thing you need to be doing is like getting plastered. That's what you do when you're young kid, don't know no better, you know. You in your 40s? Nah. I know he's older. I don't know if he's really 40 or not, but I know he was at least in the mid 30s, if not 40, something. But it kind of turned me off toward him too, though. I was like, man, y'all ought to know better than that. Be adults, be mature. Getting drunk, plastering, all that junk. Them days should have been well behind him. But apparently they wasn't. Some people think that's a life though, right? Some people think that's where everything is. Oh, it's fun. I'm like, not for me, man. My drinking days and everything was bad. And so occasionally there was fun, yes, but there was a lot of trouble I got into as well. So, it's a nice leg day, leg night. How are you gonna say it? I don't know, call it leg night because it's like, even though it's during the night right now for me, might not be for you where you at. But anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. So, real quick, appreciate you being on with me. I am Pastor G once again. I'm pastor of INNOVATE Church, digital only church, seeking to connect the disconnected from the church. And be church for those that might not be able to get to or not really like being in a crowd of people for church. And so that's our purpose, is to be church with them. And started the stream so that I can work out. I need to get my workouts in every day anyway, every week anyway. Trying to get 3 on at least. Back day, chest day, leg day. And so usually that is Monday or Tuesday, and Wednesday and Friday. And we've done our chest day this week. We've done our back day this week. Today's leg day. And me being on here is all about helping me stay accountable, helping me stream more, which is one of the goals I had anyway. And then also help me to get on here and get the opportunity to share the word. Again, as I always say, you know, speak some positivity into people's lives, bring some encouragement, bring some family-friendly content. I'm not on here about trying to show my strength. I'm not on here trying to show the abs I don't have or the muscles I don't have. I might give some tips every now and then to try to help you out if it's something you want to do. And as always, you got questions, drop them in the chat there as well. Again, I get to show off my basement space here, which it might be nice to some, but for me, it's just a basement. And I've just added some lights and stuff here, and rather inexpensive. Again, I know it's relative for everybody. Equipment stuff, so I don't look like I got no big commercial gym in here, which a lot of people, and I've been streaming, checking out some other people's streams. I look at them like, man, it looks like they got like a real gym in their house, you know. Like their cage probably like $1,000, $1,500 or more. Mine's like $300, you know, not even. And so, again, I'm not on here with no pretense. I'm on here just trying to share encouragement, show you what a real man. Not like that, but what an everyday dude does in his free time on here. How about that? Outside of gaming, I don't do a whole lot of gaming and junk. So I might a little bit. You might catch me on weekends sometimes. I might pop on a Saturday and spend a little bit of time playing some PUBG. I need to get Fortnite back out. I know that because it's a little more popular. I used to play Fortnite. I played Fortnite before I played PUBG. And I didn't like all the building stuff. I wasn't no good. I played mobile. And some young guys got me on PUBG, and that kind of reminded me of the old Call of Duty days. And so that's where I started playing it. I play it mostly mobile. And so if I'm gaming, usually I'm not on here, because usually I'm just kind of, my game time is like my chill time. It's where I get to relax and just kind of unplug. And something I realized with streaming, even if you're doing things you like to do, if you're on here all the time, you can get burned out on it. And so we ain't after that. We trying to enjoy our time on here and also take time for myself to rest, relax. All right, just warming up here. Try to remember to do my calves at the same time I'm doing my squats tonight. I keep forgetting every week. You got that right knee just a popping too. Gotta love it. It's funny, I've been trying to figure out all day. I've been kind of considering just doing a little lighter weight tonight. And I don't know. I get down here, I get started, and it's like, gotta go, let's go hard, you know. Granted, I'm still not trying to go real hard. But one of these nights, we're gonna have to switch it up. But this is one of those weeks where I had that Tuesday, Wednesday workout back to back. And so that kind of tires me out a little bit as well. And only having one day break in between those two with this. So those back to back nights are actually kind of hard. But kind of goes along with a scripture for tonight, which is Galatians 9. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. And so in life, even in working out, it's real easy to grow weary, ain't it? It's real easy to just be tired, wore out. The older I get, the more that happens. But so we got to keep that encouragement, right? And that's what encouragement is for as well. Those that come alongside you and say, let's go, man, come on, you got this. Those are the ones that help you overcome that weariness sometimes. We need, and the Bible says, we are to spur on one another, to encourage one another to do good works. Getting those calves at the top right there. I'll say that. I like putting those both together, comboing those, because it allows me to put a little bit more weight on my calves since I ain't got a whole lot of hand weight down here. And so it also helps me knock it out a little faster, right? So I'm trying to hurry up or anything. Just saying. Sometimes it pays to put those two things together. As long as you can hold your knees right, your legs right, your back right, and you ain't got to risk anything, happening. But that's one of the possibilities when you go heavier and heavier of trying to do calves like that, is possibly losing your balance. And then when you lose your balance, next thing you know, you're liable to tweak your back, trying to catch yourself, That's why I like to try to put two of them together, but you gotta be careful doing it. I just don't feel like I can do the dumbbells. I just don't really like doing, dumbbell, holding it and doing my calves. I really like doing it with the barbell. I used to do it in Planet Fitness whenever I was going there. And if you know Planet Fitness, they had no free weights like this. All their free weights are even on cages or on some kind of machine. And And so that's one good thing about it though, because like doing this on the Smith machine, I didn't have to worry about the bar moving or about me losing my balance. Because for the most part, it was going to hold me steady and hold me where I needed to be. Where I'm sitting out here doing a free weight like this, nothing to hold me except for my own balance. Doing those calf raises with it can knock me off balance or put me off balance. So I got to be careful with it. The NF. So I got the metal going, and then it pops in some wrap, some NF. Off his Cloud CD. That's a joke. Hype music, right? Make it start bouncing. Yeah! Oh, goodness. Don't grow weary. Don't get tired of doing good. It's kind of funny because I'm reading Job right now. And he's all, you know, Job's all whining about all he's going through. Can't blame him. But like, it sounds like that person is weary from suffering. Let me go ahead and put my pad on here just to be a little extra comfortable here. I forget about it. I don't worry about it too much when I'm doing lightweight, but once I start getting a little heavier, I like to have some kind of padding on here. That's where this comes in. The Job's one of those books that's hard to read, for me anyway. And finally, we seeing more of the points where he's, I'm not gonna say real positive in his suffering, but where he is, you know, including some truths in there of God being gracious and God being worthy of worship and all that, even whenever we're going through the hard times and all that. So again, it speaks to that whole growing weary part, you know. Even if we're struggling, even if we're battling stuff, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep our faith, keep trusting, and keep pushing. The minute we sit down, and it's kind of like me in this last year, where I sat down and didn't do the workouts because I was tired of my shoulder bothering me. That didn't do me no good. That's got me way back where I used to be. So all that progress I had made and I had worked for, it gets erased because I took so much time off. Because I was weary and tired of my shoulder and trying to be smart and relax it, but I also stopped everything. And that's what's bad. It's like you can stop, you know, say your shoulder hurts, but you stop doing some kind of shoulder exercise that causes pain. I could have kept doing squats. I could have kept doing some kind of stuff, you know, for arms and back that just doesn't hurt. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like I'm still working out some stuff that I know doesn't really hurt, or I know where my limit is to feel that pain, and still keep going. You know, still keep pressing. Literally, keep pressing. And a lot of times life is the same way. We just got to keep pressing through the pain, keep pressing through the struggle, the trial. I can do all things through Christ, right? And He's the one that strengthens us. Rah, there we go. 50 pounds makes a big difference. All right. Ah, there we go. Ah, yeah. Woo. All right, that was good. That was good. Not too easy. Not quite too hard yet. So we're doing good. Like I said, I'm still able to get those calves in at the same time. So happy with that. Get a stretch on. Stretch your muscles. I said it always helps keep that lactic acid down a little bit. Also keeps you from getting that knot when you actually are working out. All right. I know this is like more in the hamstrings and lower buttocks, but you're doing squats, it's hitting those lower buttocks. Now stretch your quads, because they do take a lot of the weight. So, effects coming through. Woo. Yeah, man, yeah. So now, I'm gonna keep it light. Not gonna go super heavy, as I've been saying. Not there yet. So, don't want to give myself more than I can handle. I always say one of these days I'm afraid I'm gonna make a mistake on here. Live on Twitch, live on YouTube, and then bam, I'm gonna do something stupid, get hurt, drop my weights, something. Y'all gonna be like, I tried to tell him here that was gonna happen. It's all good though, we try to be smart, right? So again, legs, I don't know if y'all like legs, doing legs. Man, I hated leg day. And it's funny because there's a thing out there that says, because people hate leg day so much, you know that like on Monday, and maybe even on Tuesdays in the gym, the leg equipment is usually gonna be free. But when you get toward the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, that's when everybody's on the leg stuff. Because we save it toward the end. We know that it's gonna cause pain. We know that it's gonna hurt. And maybe it's smart. Maybe it's smart waiting till the end of the week to do the thing that you hate the most. You know, that way then you're not weary in trying to do the other exercises. That's another thing about when you do legs, man. If you're doing legs heavy at all, it will zap you. That's why I like having mine on Friday. Because I realized, I'm like, well, if I do legs on Friday, then I've got Saturday and Sunday at least off from working out. Because to try to do legs and come back on here and do back or do chest on the following night, I'll be straight up weary. I'll be tired. I'll be worn out. And I'll be weak. And that's another thing. It's like I have seen articles written and research done, you know, that says that doing legs, you know, because of the exertion your body takes in doing it and the energy it puts out, that your next workout, your next day's workout, a lot of times will be weaker. So, because you don't have the energy, the power really to put forth. And so it's another good reason to leave it to the end. So I'm not weary, and my weariness isn't affecting my other exercise, my other work. I think it's like anything in life, you know, you gotta have breaks, right? We can't just keep going and going and going and going and going without a break. Eventually, we're gonna be burned out. My breath. The old legs take the breath too, for real. Feel like I've been running. All right. Wow. Ooh. Go one more. And man, I felt good on that one. Could I have done more? Probably so. But I'm gonna stop right there. Again, don't want to overdo it. I still pushed. I did 2 more reps this week than I did last week. The same weight. And got those calves in there too. On all 4 sets, I did my calf raises with my squats. So that helps me knock that exercise out too. But again, it also helps me work out on all those other balance muscles too. And so like with that whole, I did have one time there where I was up and just kind of felt like I was leaning forward a little bit. So I did have to kind of step. But for the most part, I felt good because I kept my form. I was steady. So that helped me out a lot. It's like standing on the rock, right? I'm gonna be all cliche with you now. But truth is, when we grow weary, we want to lean. We want to lay down. We want to lean up against something. Like I'd like to lean right here, just talk to the camera. I'm tired. Want to get a break in between my sets. Christ is the rock. He is the one that we can also lean against when we're tired, when we're weary. And he says, take my burden, trade it for mine. He's like, my burden is light. Let me have yours. That's like giving you the invitation to just kind of lean and just chill. Get your breath, relax a little bit. And the thing is, I know some people out there right now that's suffering and going through some stuff. And they are just wanting that break. Wanting that time where they can have a little reprieve from whatever it is they're going through, their pain, their struggle. And, you know, I can tell them, but I ain't the one going through the pain, you know, I ain't the one suffering. And so, my hope and my prayer for them, and I will pray for them, is that they find that rest in Christ. That he gives them, not only gives them the rest, but also they take the rest. For some of us, we'll bring our problems and our trials to God, pray about them. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna take them back with me. Come on. You know, take your burdens to him. And if you ever watch an NF video and the black balloons in his videos, that's his burdens. And I think it's No Name. No, not No Name. Oh man, what is it? It's off the Cloud CD, but the Cloud CDs, all the videos have the balloons in them for the most part. And the balloons are his burdens, and that's what we do. We carry around our burdens. And even if we go to the Lord and we pray, he actually has a scene similar to this, where you can give your burdens away. We might give 1 or 2 of them, but we're taking the rest of them with us. And that ain't the way it's supposed to work. If we're gonna give our burdens to the Lord, we gotta leave them with him. And that takes trust. That when we're hurting, when we're suffering, when we feel weighed down, the trust sometimes just seems a little hard, right? It may seem a little weary itself. And I think a lot of times it's that way because we have said we have trusted, but we've been doing what I've been talking about. We've been giving our burdens and then taking them back. And that's not trusting. Trusting is saying, Lord, I can't handle this. I need you to take this away from me. I need you to handle this for me. And then we walk away and leave them in his hand and we trust him with them. And it's kind of like me sitting here looking back right now, looking at y'all, but it's kind of the same thing. It's like, you know, we're looking back. You sure you got that? You sure you good with that? That ain't trusting either. Trusting is like, all right, I know he's behind, you know, trust fall, right? I know he's behind me, I'm gonna fall. I ain't gonna do that because he ain't behind me the way he could be, but you know. But same thing, like whenever we take our burdens to him, we gotta let go of them. We gotta let him have them. And he'll take them, but we gotta trust him with them. If we don't trust him with them, then we ain't gonna feel that peace. And that peace I'm talking about is that peace that that Paul says surpasses all understanding. If we'll give him our burdens and we trust him with them, he'll give us his peace. And again, you kind of take that and put that alongside with that whole, take my burden's light. His peace is light, right? And we no longer weighed down. His peace is light. And so, we got to give it. When we're weary, when we're tired, we got to give it. It's the only way we're going to get a break. Convictions. All right, so I was trying to think of, I took my wedding band off earlier. I was like, well, I ain't really going to have much on my, because if you do back day and you get the wedding band on, it hurts. And I forgot, the deadlift is whenever I usually remove my wedding band as well. So because you get weight on here, you get to get it in, it start digging into your hand, man. It gets painful. Oh. Legs are nice and warm now. Bend my knees just a little bit. Ah, one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, trying to keep that back straight, not hunching over. Kind of look a little bit forward, keep my head up. You don't want to be going down, looking down, come up, look down, you know. Try to keep that head up. I usually stare at some spot in the wall. I'll keep my eyes on when I'm going down, and then when I come back up. That helps you keep your back straight. At least it helps me anyway. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Putting 25s on here, right? Yeah. So this is one I'll do 25, and then I'll actually pull 25 off and go a little heavier. Deadlifts aren't so taxing on my quads as my squats are. I'll get a little bit stronger on my deadlifts before I will my squats. But that's all right. It's all good. All good, man. Woo. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Yeah, that's pretty good there. There you go. Good encouragement right there. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Again, we about to enter February tomorrow, right? You think about this New Year's resolutions. How many people still doing them, still own their resolutions? Keeping up with them. I said it on here before. Am I working out? I'm doing good. Am I eating? I'm doing all right. Am I coffee drinking? I didn't cut none of that out. I had the salt that I was gonna trim back on it a little bit, you know. And I was like, I ain't gonna drink no more. All I'm gonna do is just drink a couple before I go to work in the morning. That's my Bible time, my reading time. And then it's like I got to work that first day. I'm like, man, I gotta have me a coffee. And I don't even want it because it wakes me up or anything. I just like to drink coffee. And I was like, that's all right. I'm gonna start with not having none after lunch. That didn't work either. Lunch come around. Like, man, I get done with that lunch. I'm like, well, I have me a coffee now. So I ain't cut back none. My wife's making fun of me, y'all. Cause I'll tell you here in a minute. Let me go ahead and get this set up. Wife likes to make fun of me sometimes. Y'all might want to as well. She called me a white girl, man. I ain't lying, she called me a white girl. She said I was going through my white girl phase.